Hey y'all, what's up, what's going on? So you've now tuned into my Bad Girls Club recap. Guys, make sure you subscribe if you haven't and check out my last week's video. Well, actually, before we get into it, let me do some shout outs. So shout out to Miss Leo 814, who was like, he literally complains about everything. Yeah, she sure does complain about everything. And I'm like, yo, if I was in a house with her, like, she would annoy the crap out of me. It would definitely go down because I can't take those negative vibes. I really pick up off of energy and the way people are acting, and it just kind of like changes me. I mean, I try not to let it get to me, but it really does. So yeah, that would be definitely a problem. And Troyanne Phillips was like, I like 7. I like 7 too, but now she's starting to really show her true colors, and I don't know if I like those colors. But we're going to talk about it. So yeah, we back like we never left, and Kiyanna, she thought it was a good idea to go into the confessional when Kieyarra and Deshayla was up in there, you know, saying what they had to say. Negative. So they end up having a fight, and I don't know who was beating who, but it just kind of looked like it was really like going. So yeah, I'm not really sure who won. I'm not going to say who did. Deshayla said that Kieyarra did. But I don't know, because that's her friend, and she was like, yeah, get a key. I'm like, ain't they both kind of key if you want to technically, like, kind of call somebody, like, a nickname or whatever. Both of the names, I was getting confused from it. I'm like, Kiyanna, Kieyarra, I don't know. Like, I know them, but I still be getting confused with the names sometimes. Francesca, she did end up running up on Brianna and kind of, like, showing her that she doesn't need everybody around her in order to do what she got to do or say what she got to do. She kind of waited until everybody left, which was kind of cool because it showed, you know, I'm a boss chick and I don't need an army. I could do what I got to do by myself. I don't need to show off. It's not about that. I'm going to just let you know that you're not going to punk me. You're not going, like, you kind of caught me off guard that night, but it won't happen again. And to be honest, like, I'm super petty. So that could have been me. Just because, well, I don't know, because I probably would have kept on going that same night, like, until something would have happened. Like, I don't think I would have been able to wait that many days, just because it would have been eating at me too much. 7 tells Francesca to just not let the house get to her, don't let it change her, and just to kind of let it go. And I'm like, girl, you the one talking about let it go. Wasn't you the same one that was fighting just the other day? I'm like, how y'all be trying to give people advice and y'all just as bad? You know what I mean? Sayyora's mom, she calls her, and the whole conversation was just super negative. It was just kind of like, oh, you're stupid, you're fat, you're getting fat, what are you doing to yourself? Like, it was just like nothing but negativity. And I'm like, man, to be somebody who had to be around that and live around somebody like that, if she lived with her mother, that can definitely be draining. I know somebody whose mother was very similar, like always calling them names, and I kind of feel like maybe they're mad about themselves, or maybe it could be a foreign thing because it was a foreign parent that was doing that, and it just kind of hurts me to see somebody just be so negative to their child and just not really lift them up. I don't know if they didn't have the right, like, you know, if it's kind of like a cycle where they didn't get love and affection, so that's just kind of the way they are, and they just keep it going. It's just a cycle. Sometimes it does break along the way, but sometimes it just keeps on going where, you know, everybody's just hard on the other person, and it just causes low self-esteem. And Kieyarra did mention to her after she saw that, she was just like, you know, your mom is not right for doing that. And she just kind of gives her, like, motherly advice because, you know, she thinks she's the mother of the house. One minute she's trying to bully people. Next minute she thinks she run the house and she wants to give some good advice. Like, I don't know. Like, sometimes I got to be honest. Like, she do be giving some good advice when she does really, like, give good advice. But other times I just feel like she's either meddling or she just feels like she runs everything and she has to say something. Francesca gets the opportunity to be the hype girl for the Vood Kills Rock band, and it was nice. Kiyanna came, and 7 came, and Deshayla came. I mean, they was all looking like black rock stars, shaking their hair, and, you know, I ain't gonna shake my hair because my wig gonna fall off, but That's exactly what they were doing. I'm kind of hot, y'all. The steam just came up, and if y'all see me sweating, you know why. I'm kind of glistery. I see it over there, but we're going to act like I'm not, because my shirt is kind of whack right now. Anyway, so all of the girls, they go to do some synchronized swimming, kind of looking like they was in a commercial for like, you know, those leg commercials where they do the shaving. That's what it kind of reminded me of, like the Glade commercials or something like that. But, I mean, they did their little thing, but of course some girls didn't want to participate, such as Deshayla, Kieyarra, Brianna, and Sayyora. I mean, all of them, I guess they just thought they were too cute. I mean, I was surprised that Sayyora didn't, but she was saying something about her period was too heavy, which is totally understandable. I mean, if you're having issues, you ain't gonna want to get in a bikini and be all up in the water and kicking up your legs and stuff like that. That ain't a good look, you know? So all of the girls, they started to feel like Sayyora is somewhat of an alcoholic because she drinks and she burns herself and she drinks and she throws up and then she drinks some more and tries to drink water behind it like that's going to help. And she also drank, and then the next morning she's like she had blood all over her face, so she probably fell down the stairs, but she doesn't remember. I mean, those definitely are or can be signs of alcoholism. And I remember back in the days when I used to party hard. I mean, I used to wake up like, what the hell happened? I mean, and that's bad. I mean, I used to be a party promoter, so it was that party rock star, black girl rock star life, you know, black girl wasted. But looking back, it's just like, dang. Like, and it used to be quite often because I used to go party like every weekend, sometimes Friday and Saturday. So it was I was doing it. I was about that life. I had a high tolerance. I don't even know if my tolerance is good anymore. I haven't drank it so long. I'm fiending. But, yeah, this girl, she's just, like, doing too much. And Kieyarra is definitely noticing it. And, of course, she's going to call her out. And she also ends up calling out Brianna because she's like, Brianna ain't a good friend. I think she just wanted to really start with Brianna. Really, that's the reason why she mentioned the girl's name. So, later on, Kieyarra comes back, just trying to get to Brianna and saying little things here and there and just talking real loud. But Brianna, like, pretty much showed her, like, I'm not scared of you. If we're going to do something, let's get up and do what we got to do. But Kieyarra, I don't know, she seems to, I mean, I don't know about the next episode because we've seen some commercials that look like they about to get it on and popping. But she, so far, I just kind of feel like she's more talk with her as opposed to everybody else. I feel like everybody else, she was ready to fight. But this one, she know is kind of like a match for her, you know? Because they're both from the West Coast. They both close to Cali and Las Vegas. You know, they both have that hard knock life. She got to probably fight for her money, you know, and fight for her life if she get herself in some bad situations. And this other girl, she's from Compton, so, you know, she probably got to fight for her life too. So they probably both good with their hands. And maybe at the back of Kieyarra's head, maybe she contemplates that before she just goes off the handle and tries to hit her like she would with somebody like Sayyora or Kiyanna. You know, people, even though they vex, sometimes people just really think about what they're going to do sometimes. I mean, sometimes. I know when I'm really mad to that point, like, it all, like, goes away. You know, having logic, doing what's right, it no longer exists. I mean, I've gotten so much better now that I'm a mom and a grown-up. But back in the days, honey, nobody could tell me nothing because I would dead up, like, go off on them or, you know, I would do what I had to do. I wasn't the best fighter, but I was going to fight if it needed to be going down. And I would always want to think I could defend somebody, like my family, my cousins, or whatever. Like, I was the protector, knowing that I'm only 4'11". Like, girl, where you going? Ain't nobody scared of you. But I don't care. In my head, it was all different. So both, so after that, 7 comes into the room talking about, oh, do y'all have a problem with her? Because I hear y'all snickering and saying stuff. And she's just like, I mean, they're just looking at her like, what are you talking about? Like, if we had a problem with you, we would let you know. And she was like, okay, well, if y'all have a problem with her and there's any of that 2 or 3 or anything like that, and it's not just one-on-one, then you're going to have a problem with me. And I'm just like, okay. Like, this is the stuff that kind of, like, annoys me. Like, you going hard for her like she's your bestie. I mean, yes, y'all haven't had any issues, so I guess y'all cool, whatever. But I don't know. I feel like in the real world, they wouldn't really be friends. Yeah, and then 7, she talks to them the next day and kind of, I think she was talking to Brianna and somebody else, and she was just like, oh, the child moving real funny because one minute y'all friends, the next minute y'all not, and y'all just looking real goofy at the end of the day. Like, decide what y'all want to do. Y'all want to be friends or y'all want to be enemies. But I'm like, you kind of the same way, because you said you didn't like Francesca. Y'all was about to fight or whatever. Now all of a sudden you want to be cool with her, go into her rock star stuff. Like, you just want to be in the limelight. You know, if you're not that cool with her, then why you go into her rock star stuff? And she said low key that she do like her. Both 7 and Kieyarra, they're going to be performing in Vegas. So Kieyarra, she's going to be doing her rap stuff, and 7, she's going to be doing the DJ stuff. So, you know, they really doing big things, and they excited about this because this is an opportunity that a lot of people don't get to complete their bucket list. They don't get to live their dreams, and they're both going to be able to do that. So they got to leave super early and drive from Cali all the way over to Vegas. So I'm guessing and assuming from the way they're talking, that's going to take a couple hours for them to get there. So I guess Deshayla and the girls that are going to be in one car with Kieyarra, they all can't really drive. And Kieyarra's the only one that can drive, but they're like, you know, it's not a good look for, well, Deshayla's mainly the one like, yo, it's not a good look for her to be driving that many hours and she got to perform. Like, you know, she's going to be super exhausted. So they asked Francesca if she would be able to do it. Like, all of a sudden, now everybody want to be cool with them. You know, like, you don't really like somebody until you want something from them. And then, but the only thing I could kind of say is that, and we're going to say that in a minute, is that when she asked Francesca kind of like looked at her like, you serious? Like, you really think I'm going to drive you after you don't even really like me like that? We're not even cool like that. Like, why don't you think I would want to stay with my friends and not you guys? Like, you know, it was a lot that you could tell from her facial expression. Like, you could just tell it all without her actually saying those words. So I guess 7 got a whiff of it because Deshayla went back and snitched and was like, oh, how they talking about they don't want to drive us. She came back with a stink face. So 7 goes ahead and confronts her. It's just, you know, in the confessional, she was just like, they need to just shut up and drive. And if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't even have this opportunity. They wouldn't even be going to Vegas. I mean, at the end of the day, even though I hate to admit it, she does have somewhat of a point, because if it wasn't for them, they wouldn't be. So they should kind of compromise and do something that would benefit everybody. And that's what Francesca pretty much says when she's confronted by, when she was confronted by the girl, by 7, she was just kind of like, well, I did think about it, and, you know, so what if I have a face? But yeah, I thought about it, and what we can do is, I was thinking 2 of us switch each. That way, you know, it can kind of be even, which makes a lot of sense. You know, she won't be in a car with all of them talking bad about her friends or people that she's cool with and just feel super uncomfortable, and the other way around. So, yeah, I think that would be a better idea. And then, you know, it'll be more people that's able to drive or whatever. So, 7's just like, oh, okay, well, you should have said that and not made a face. And she's like, you know, how is it that 7's telling her not to make faces when she does them all the time? Like, you know, she always has, like, these stink faces when she feels some type of way about something. Like, how you do so, but you're not like so. And it's a lot of people that do that. Like, you do it, but you don't like it being done to you. Or you may not even realize, but yet you want to criticize somebody else on something that you do. Like, girl, take your own advice. So, finally, following that, I mean, that was pretty much the gist of it. And so now we're going to see what happens. They did show, like, the coming attractions for the next one. So it looked like it's about to go down in Vegas. 7 comes to all of the girls and just kind of says that she has an attitude and, you know, she's really nervous. And kind of like anything that happens right now, she's gonna go off. So she just kind of, like, forewarns them, like, just know, like, it's going to go down. So don't do nothing stupid. Don't say nothing stupid. Don't start with me, please, because I already know. I mean, I could, at least she kind of told them and didn't just start getting crazy. Some people, they're bad with pressure. I know that when I used to go to the club, honey, I used to, like, have certain times that I had to be there. And if I felt like I was running late or, you know, time was getting close to the time I got to meet up with my peoples or whatever, I would start being a capital B. Like, seriously. I would be on some, like, don't say nothing to me. Like, even my mother, I'll be like, nah, I can't talk right now. Like, that's it. I'm trying to get ready. Don't say nothing to me. No, we'll talk later. Like, this is not the moment. Like, I'll just shut down everything. I don't want to hear nothing. I just want to get ready. I don't want clutter all over around me. I'm not cleaning up what I put down. I'm doing my makeup and I'm out. Like, you know, so when it's pressure time, not everybody can, like, handle it nicely and just be chill. Like, this is something that's a big opportunity for her. So even though she was being a B, like, I can understand why she was being a B. It doesn't necessarily make it okay. But, you know, maybe that's what's going to cause the problems down in Vegas. But it looked like these two girls, you know, the two West Coast girls that are kind of like the divas of the house, that's kind of like, I will tell you how it is. Like, I feel like these are the two that kind of, like, run it. If you want to say somebody run it, it's pretty much Kieyarra and Brianna. Like, Brianna just came in and took over. And I think that's why Kieyarra's so vexed. That's why she's so mad about everything, because of that. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one.